There are links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, as well as my tip video playlist below. So Oryx is the new defender coming with Operation Void Edge. Most of you watching this video already know who he is and what he can do. If you don't know who Oryx is, he has a stampede mode where he can make rotates as well as any soft destruction. So on Cafe, for example, a lot of the bars in that map are made of wood. So with Oryx, you can use his sprint ability and sprint all the way down or into one of the bars and it'll completely soft destruct any of them. He has that ability as well as he can jump up any hatch on the map besides one leading to the outside. So basically any hatch leading to the roof. Now that his intro's out of the way, I'm going to move on to tip 1. So the more and more I watch and play Oryx, the more and more I realize he needs to have a lot of intel in order to make a good flank. I'll get a little bit into flanking later on in the video, but for right now, if you do want to play Oryx, you should either have a Maestro or a Valkyrie or even an Echo to feed you intel on where the player positioning is at so you can come up with those flanks. With Oryx himself, he can be either played as an anchor or a roamer. As I was saying previously in the last tip, he needs a lot of intel if he is going to roam, but if he's going to be an anchor, what this allows him to do, in dire situations, he can make a fast rotate on a planter and catch the attackers and the planter off guard and potentially kill the planter. Moving on to the third tip, which applies to Oryx and his roam. The way you should play Oryx in the roam game is you should be very passive until you're ready to pounce. Now, previously I was saying that he's a very intel reliant operator, and what this allows you to do with him is if you wait for the last 30 seconds of a round and you know the attackers have to make some sort of push into sight, by this point, if you are spotted during the round or you weren't spotted, the chances of the attackers actually keeping the thought that Oryx might jump up a hatch behind them is in the back of their mind. But let's say you want to jump up in a hatch, let's say on Consulate into admin office from Visa and make a play there in the first 30 seconds to a minute into a round, the attackers are most likely still going to be thinking about, oh, there might be an Oryx somewhere on the map trying to jump up a hatch, so let me hold this hatch for 20 seconds. But if you wait later into the round, you have a much better chance of succeeding on that hatch jump and that flank. So with Oryx's dash ability and his ability to jump up hatches, the only two direct counters are Gridlock and Nomad. If you're mid-sprint or dash with Oryx and you step on a gridlock, it will completely stop your sprint animation and take your gun out. So if you trip an air jab while you're mid-sprint animation with the Oryx dash or jumping up a hatch, you're going to be knocked down from the air jab. Moving on to the next tip, if you do decide to roam with Oryx, what I suggest you do with your loadout is equip the MP5 and then have the bailiff for a secondary. You reinforce, put down your bulletproof camera or barbed wire, and then what you should do is run around the map, open up all the hatches you can, and then start from the furthest point of the bomb site and work your way towards the objective as the time dwindles. And let's say you get droned or jackal scanned, don't be afraid to use your dash or your jumping up hatches ability to rotate. I can't explain to you how annoying a good Oryx would be, because if you're on the first floor with Oryx and you want to jump up a hatch, no attacker has that ability, so they have to either rotate all the way up the staircases or they have to go on some sort of window rappel. Either way, you need to abuse this mechanic in order to make your roam game more effective. The last and final tip here is using Oryx's dash ability to rotate around the map faster. So if you are roaming, you can have up to 3 dashes at one point. So if you get spotted near a doorway, what you can do is then you can dash past that doorway and dash down a hallway to make your rotate even faster. The only downside to this is when you do use the dash ability, it is extremely loud and distinct. So if someone is below you and you dash above them, they are going to know exactly where you are based on sound propagation. So to utilize this ability to its fullest potential, try to use this dash ability on the first floor, so that way there is no chance that an attacker could be below you and pinpoint your location. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If it helped you out or gave you any new ideas on how to play Oryx, consider subscribing and hitting the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Again, my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, as well as my tip video playlist is below. I stream on Twitch every single day. I would love to see you there, and I'll see you guys on the next video.